Here what you see is about, I don't know, a pound of chicken breast that I'm browning up. Just browning up in some butter. So far, so good, carnivore-wise. And what I decided to do was have a cheat meal for the first time since I started my carnivore diet. And I wanted to not have it be a traditional cheat meal. So what I did was decide I was going to have a ketosis-friendly cheat meal. And here, as I said, you can see me browning up some chicken. Threw a little bit extra butter in there so I could make a sauce for it. And I think it's important to have cheat meals planned into your diet. Psychologically, it keeps you a little bit grounded by not craving stuff as much because you just say, I'll have it on my cheat meal or on my cheat day. And one of my favorite things, that was what the extra butter was for, is this Frank's Red Hot seasoning. It's really good, really handy. You don't have to worry about pouring too much on it. It's not too packed with sodium. It's really good. And you can tell it makes a good looking buffalo chicken. So that's what I did. I decided to make a buffalo chicken salad. And I bought one tomato and one cucumber because, again, this was planned. I don't like to have things that aren't on my carnivore diet around the house, so I'm not encouraged to just grab it whenever. And as well as one bag of salad mix. So basically, all I did was brown the chicken, add the Frank's seasoning and some butter. So I made a buffalo sauce, uh, some lettuce, and then sliced up cucumber, sliced up the tomato, and made myself a little salad. And it's important to make things look good as well. You know, if otherwise you could just throw it in a bowl. Yes, I was doing this for the video, but still, even when I'm not recording stuff that I'm making, I still like to make it look good so that I feel more satisfied when I'm having a cheat meal. It's more of an event. And there you can see the buffalo chicken on top of the salad. It looks awesome. And it was something, again, that was different. It was something that I haven't had in a while. Before, on my keto diet, when I was just doing standard keto, would be my go-to meal, 3 or 4 times a week. Anything with a salad, because a salad always makes me more full and satiates me. And I didn't record this because we all know how to fry eggs, but I decided to put 3 eggs on top of it also. Now that's not the whole pound of chicken. That's only about 8 ounces, 9 ounces of chicken, and then the eggs on top. And it really hit the spot. It was something that was delicious, and it was a little change of pace, and it gave my taste buds something it missed. All right, so that was my ketosis friendly cheat meal. And as I said during the little voiceover there, that I think it's important to have cheat meals in your diet. For me personally, it psychologically keeps me on track all throughout the month. And I normally have a cheat meal, a scheduled cheat meal once a month. And I say a scheduled cheat meal because I really think that is important. You have to schedule your cheat meal, because if you just leave it to chance and say, oh, I'm going to have a cheat meal now, you run the risk of doing that far too often, and it negates the benefit, I think, psychologically, of a cheat meal. So what I personally do is give myself one cheat meal a month, or a cheat day usually a month. Let's be honest, a meal sometimes just doesn't cut it if you're on a strict diet for a month. And in that one day, I eat whatever the hell I want. I don't care if it's a pizza or a pint or a quart of fried rice or a ton of sushi, whatever it might be. There's no guilt. There's no, oh my God, what did I do? There's no the next day starving myself to make up for it. It's one day a month of whatever I want. And the benefit, the psychological benefit I was talking about, is that all throughout the month, when you start getting cravings for things, you can say to yourself, oh, I'll just have that on my cheat meal. I won't have it now, but I'm going to have that on my cheat meal because that looks really good and sounds really good. And you do that all throughout the month for whatever might be really tempting to you. And then when your cheat day comes around, you usually wind up only having a few things. There's only so many things you can eat, unless you go to a buffet or something like that, which is impossible right now. But still, even then, you're going to have a little bit of each of those things as opposed to a lot of one thing. But as I was saying, you wind up having the ability to trick your brain into saying, okay, I'm not going to give in to that instant gratification now. I'll have it later. And then when I do have it, I'll enjoy it more and it'll keep me on track. So psychologically, it trains your brain not to go for that instant indulgence and instant gratification. And then, as I said, when your cheat day comes around, I at least wind up always going for one of three things, or all three things during the course of the day. Pizza, Chinese food, sushi. Maybe nachos or something like that. Or if I go to a movie, popcorn. I'm not a big candy person, but still, it's one of those things. And I plan events during around cheat days too. Oh, I'm going to do that on my cheat day, so that way I can go out and enjoy popcorn at the movie, or go out and enjoy pizza with friends, or taco night, or whatever it might be that normally I don't get to do. So that's the psychological aspect of keeping you on track with the cheat day. That is how, in my opinion, you properly plan a cheat day or a cheat meal. Now, what I did in this case is that I committed to doing the carnivore diet for 90 days and said I'm not going to have a cheat day. And I knew that that was going to mess with me a little bit, but I also know that right now I'm not really out and about socially, so I'm not going to have as many temptations. However, I found myself after about 5 weeks on a carnivore diet really craving something different. I've been having red meat, chicken, pork, turkey, a lot of chicken, things like that, in excess that I normally have on a straight keto diet, and it's just been the same things over and over again, which technically is what we're trying to accomplish, and getting out of the mindset of food as a reward and more food as fuel. But still, you get tired of the same thing all the time. And I was really craving a salad. Me and a friend of mine were talking about salads, and I'm like, man, that sounds really good. And it got me thinking, what if I did a cheat day where I kept myself in ketosis, but yet I was still splurging, quote unquote, on something different? Now, I'm sure there are some thumping carnivore dietists that'll be freaked out about that notion, but it is what it is. Everyone, as I said before, everyone has to draw a line in the sand about how far and how strict they're willing to go before they start driving themselves insane. And for me, having little fun things like this isn't that bad. If at the end of the day and at the end of the month, all I've done this month outside of my diet is have a bag of salad mix, a Roma tomato, and a cucumber, I think when all is said and done, I'm going to be pretty happy with my results. So that is what this was. This was a planned cheat day to stay in ketosis. And you'd be surprised how well it worked. My cravings for other stuff went away after this. I had been looking forward to it all week. And I'm like, I knew that when I was going to do it, because I had to order the groceries for it, because I didn't have any of that stuff readily available. And again, I think that, as I said earlier, that's the secret. Not having things readily available is what keeps you on track. It's the same concept of meal prepping. If you make it convenient and accessible, then you stick to it. Well, the same thing goes for not having foods. And for me, I'm lucky I don't have someone else that I live with or children that I need to accommodate. So for some of you that might be watching this that have other people in your household that you have to accommodate, I understand that it's more of a challenge to just omit all the things that aren't on a carnivore diet, or any diet for that matter. So what I really think the bottom line is knowing how to plan a cheat day. No matter what, it doesn't have to be a cheat day that keeps you in ketosis. Normally mine do not. But I really wanted to stay in ketosis this whole 90 days to see what the results would be. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little fun way to introduce a cheat day and something a little bit different to the carnivore diet. And I thought the concept of having a cheat meal be a salad was also pretty interesting and entertaining in my head, at least. So hopefully you found some entertainment in it and enjoyed it as well. And maybe it gave you an idea of something to do that if you want to stay on point with your diet, but have a little bit of fun with it, that this was something that you could do that's not going to blow you into a 3-day bender of getting back into ketosis. Because if you, even a cheat meal or a cheat day, it's going to knock you out of ketosis, and it's going to take a couple days to get back in. So essentially, every time you have a cheat meal, you're sacrificing 3 days of fat burning and 3 days of weight loss to put yourself back in ketosis, which is why I don't do a cheat meal every week. To me, it negates the whole point of doing it. Having a 3-day window of not being on diet and just losing 4 days is basically cutting your week almost in half. So a cheat day once a month for me is the good mental break that I need, and it's a good physical break that I need. So for you, it might be different. You might have a totally different approach to what your goals are, and a totally different approach according to what your goals are. But for me, this works. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had some fun with it like I did. And you take care and be safe out there, and we'll talk to you on the next video.